Ladies and gentlemen, your law enforcement is overwhelmed by marijuana. The black market is greater than it's ever been by far in the history of Colorado. Their resources are stretched. We can't combat this anymore. It's become international. If you've seen the cartels from Cuba, from Vietnam, from almost any country in Asia, almost any country in South America, Russia, it doesn't really matter. They're all here around the world, and we can't even deal with it and combat it. That's how huge it has become here in Colorado. Generally, I hear when Bill Elder talks, there's 700 grows out in eastern El Paso County. There's too many there for them to even be able to try to control. They're trying, they're sort of doing it for that starfish at a time, but that's about all they can do out there. They're just overwhelmed. I've heard Pete Carey talk about how he took a ride-along with his people about a year ago. He was overwhelmed himself seeing marijuana at every scene. He's challenged his city council to do a ride-along with the police if they want to understand it. Pete, how many of those city council members have taken you up on that in the last year?
Not many last year.
They don't even want to see what the problem is. Quite frankly, the three of us started over at B&I together, Vice Narcotics and Intelligence. It's a combined unit on drugs. We have seen personally what drugs, how it can destroy a person's life. It destroys them personally, it destroys their family, it destroys their businesses, destroys their kids and their spouses. And yet, the addict doesn't see that. They just see that they want to get higher and higher and higher. They don't see what it's doing to their family. They don't even see what it's doing to them. That's what my government is getting to now. They see the money, and the money, and the money, and they want to grab the money. And it's never going to where the promise would go. They don't want to see what it's causing to the family. Homelessness has gone up 50% here in El Paso County every single year that since we passed that bill. 50%, 50%, 50%. And then it's up and down the front range. Both the Denver Post and the Pueblo Chieftain did a poll. The number one answer why people came here was marijuana. Some thought it was jobs that never produced. Some just wanted to use the lot. We've seen some very high-profile homicide cases where in our community where the people came out here strictly for the purpose of getting high. If I look at my schools, in 2006, we were ranked number 14 in the country by kids using marijuana. Today, we can be proud of the many things that we do. We are number one in the country. And we're 74% above the national average on kids using marijuana. That's on your HIDA report that just came out in October. That is not a number that we should be proud of. And by the way, they only count the kids that are in school in those polls. If they've dropped out over their drug use or been suspended, they are not in that poll. I think we got a few kids, Teresa, that have dropped out because of marijuana use.
We not just kids have dropped out, but we have parents who have dropped out. And the kids are basically taking care of the family.
We are number one in college use of marijuana in the entire country, 62% above the national average. We are number one in adult use of marijuana in the entire country, 104% above the national average. Bill talked basically about the water, electrical use. It's a tremendous drain on our electric system. Actually, I think it's funny, there's a guy out in Berkeley who's going to write a paper on it. He says it's about, if you believe in global warming, that we need that regulating marijuana is the only way to save the polar bear. That's going to be the title or subtitle of this video. The electrical use in Denver, the government in Denver, our state government, calculated in 2015, which is in the beginning stages of this, that Colorado's legal marijuana growers used up 1% of all the electricity in the entire United States. It has a huge carbon footprint. If you believe in global warming, as more and more states do this, we'll have a huge carbon footprint. One average legal grow uses more electricity than Memorial Hospital does, or any hospital does. We are in a war not only over water with marijuana, but we're in a war over electrical use. If I look at what it's doing to our minorities, where are all these marijuana places being put? Low income and high minority neighborhoods. Guess what? The numbers are not coming out. Whose use is rising the fastest? Whose arrests are rising the fastest? Minorities and low income. If you look at the Manitou model, it's actually pretty smart. They put it on this side of 24. You don't even think you're in Manitou if you're outside of the community. Kept it away a little bit from your schools by putting that highway there. Kept it out of their downtown. But they, like Denver, put it in their low income, high minority area, so the way they impact it. Does closeness have to make a difference? We originally had a marijuana place open up across the street from Palmer High School because I went and asked our city council to put 1,000-foot limits, they wouldn't do it. Within 1 year, we went from 18 suspensions to 72 suspensions the year that they put that across the street for drug use of our kids at Palmer High School. The U.S. Attorney for Colorado sent letters out the next year saying either you're going to move, you did it to every marijuana place within 1,000 feet of the schools, or I'm going to come in and shut you down. They moved, and guess what? That suspension rate dropped down into the low 20s the very next year. It has a huge impact, and that's what we're doing to our minorities. In terms of the bus, just to give you a quick idea, if I look at, I go back 15, 16, 17, this is not every case, I just kind of noticed from the paper. April 27, 2017, $1 million worth of pot found abandoned in Manitou Springs. June 29th, the Attorney General busts 12 businesses, 62 people in the marijuana industry up in Denver, medical marijuana industry. Included in that was somebody who worked in the Department of Treasury, and her job previously had been to oversee all the regulations of regulating the marijuana industry. She was included in that bust. June 3rd, 2017, 7,400 plants found by hikers in Isabel Forest. July 3rd, 2017, the largest bust in the history of monument to marijuana growth. July 25th, 2017, that's when we busted our businesses here in Colorado Springs with the Attorney General's help. September 25th, 2017, 3,100 plants found in Grand Junction. September 8th, 9,200 plants found on an island in the middle of the Colorado River. It takes care of the water. And it goes on from there. Actually, we had the second largest bust in Pueblo's history this past about 60 days ago. The largest was last year. And again, we were talking thousands of illegal black market plants. We are just overwhelmed at this point. If I look at my homicides, in my office we call it the gateway drug homicide. I had a 2-week period in January of 5 different homicide cases of people killing each other over marijuana. These are people just being high. You can't even keep track of that kind of stuff. These are people like the girl going to sell 40 ounces of pot. When the guy goes to rip her off, she tries to run away and shoots and kills her. This is a guy who, by the way, if you're on Facebook, you should never post pictures when you're on vacation. People know you're not home. Well, that's what happened. Somebody posted it. Somebody knew that he had a girl there. They went in there. They found his roommate that they didn't realize wasn't also in the medication, so they slit his throat. If you saw this past 4 days ago, out by Simla, actually closer to El Paso County than Simla, Colorado, the clear of that part, they found 2 men dead in marijuana. In our last 3 homicides here in Colorado Springs, we had another one killed in a marijuana operation. We are getting overwhelmed by this at every single level. Sort of, I have some, I also have some legislative needs that we have that I'm more than willing to go to too, but I want to get very fast. I don't know how we're doing that.